Trapped by the belief that I'm not good enough, bound by the limitations and the lies that consumed my world, this was me. It wasn't until I took the biggest leap in my life to know and trust the power within. And it was at that moment I made a choice. My past will not define me anymore. Hello, I am Teri Cardula, and I know I am not alone in this. Over the years, I have found that the number one mistake that we make is that we get in the way of our own success story. Yes, I said it. On this show, together we'll tackle limiting beliefs, self sabotage, getting stuck, fear, doubt, overwhelm, and the imposter syndrome. Join us on this journey designed to transport you beyond your limitations to a world where anything is possible. This is Talking with Teri. Hello, and welcome back to Talking with Teri, where we have powerful conversations to transform your life and business. And I don't know, we've had like this few seconds of getting to know each other on this call, and I can't even wait to have you hear our guest coming up. So this is Mel McSherry. Did I say that correctly?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fantastic. Okay. International business coach, speaker, and author of She Profits, the outrageously simple 5-point entrepreneurial profit plan. She primarily works with women business owners who are exhausted, overwhelmed by what they think they need to do in order to be successful. She helps them slash their stress by showing them how to prioritize their profits, their time, themselves correctly so they can create the money, the business, and the life they want in the time that they have. I mean, talk about a power punch. So welcome, Mel, to the show.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah, so we just hopped into a conversation right before we were starting to record here. So let's bring people up to speed. Tell us how you came to be where you're at today.
Fantastic. Yeah, so I have been an entrepreneur since 2010. My first business was actually in the fitness industry. I was a certified personal trainer. I did in-home trainings, outdoor boot camps, bridal boot camps, whole 9 yards. And then when my son was born in 2011, it was just too difficult to travel to people's homes and do this. I was married to his father at the time, and his father works for Major League Baseball. And he's gone 2 months straight for spring training, works every home game, gone every other away trip. And our son was born in August, which is the middle of the baseball season. So it was one of those moments of, you got to kind of figure it out as you're moving along and trying to keep this human alive. And I actually ended up taking a step to the side. And I say that because I really don't believe in steps back. But I took a step to the side and actually ended up doing some online medical billing so I could at least make ends meet, make a contribution, but still have that space to figure out what my next steps were. And that next opportunity came to me through connecting with a network marketing company called Beachbody. I was an online health and fitness coach, really loved it. I loved that I found a platform that had my same morals and values. And I was purely in it just to be an online health and fitness coach. I actually had no desire whatsoever to team build. I didn't think I had anything to say to help somebody build their own business. Good one, universe. And I really just wanted to be part of the fitness.
Yeah.
But a part of it was I actually grew up in a very entrepreneurial household. My father started a company at the age of 40 with him and just a secretary. It's now a multi-million-dollar company with over 200 employees in the Phoenix area. But before that, I grew up with him with several very unsuccessful ones. So I grew up with that example of how you maneuver with a family, how you're an entrepreneur, how you prioritize, or maybe lack thereof. And I naturally tuned into that and was putting that into action without even really realizing it. And when I was talking to my leader at Beachbody, and she was wondering how I was able to grow so quickly with my clients, I just kind of shared her my process. She's like, you need to put this in a training. Everybody needs to know this. Let's get it out there. And I said, okay, fine. Made this short training. We put it in the new coach boot camp. And later that year, our team grew to the top 10% of the company because everybody was starting to really understand what they wanted from their businesses instead of just the basics, copy and paste, share your story, yada, yada, yada. So that got the attention of a lot of higher ups at Beachbody. I started doing team calls and trainings for them. That got the attention of friends of mine that were in other network marketing companies. So I quietly did team calls and trainings for them. Fast forward to 2015, I'm in the middle of my divorce. I have one foot in business coaching. I have one foot in fitness. Neither of them are going anywhere. And I figured if there's any time to fully maneuver into my next path, it's that. So through Beachbody, I was able to have an amazing internship with the phenomenal John Maxwell, who is a world-renowned guru, business coach. He's been in the industry for Lord knows how long. And through him, I got my international coaching certification. I left Beachbody in 2016, launched Better Than Before, BTB, in 2017. And it's just been an amazing journey ever since. I now have spoken over 100 times. My first book is being published soon. And it's just, it's just growing and growing and growing.
I love it. I love it. So I love speaking with high performer, the, kind of the powerhouses, if you will, women that have that entrepreneurial spirit, because you're right, like not everyone has this, and those that don't will struggle. But then at some point we find in it too, we shift into it, we learn what we need to learn, and then it's like we go gangbusters, right? So and I love talking about the mindset, like what was it, what did you have to overcome? What barrier or block or challenge did you see in your path that you had to transform it into something that you could now say, like, look, I've built a successful business now?
I love sharing this piece of my story. So the moment actually came in several different pieces, and it started just with me understanding what personal development was. And when when somebody would first tell me about personal development, I thought about high-fiving strangers and like hugging yourself and like talking into a mirror, like weird stuff. And it wasn't until Beachbody like actually explained what personal development was and made it part of their 4 pillars that I really connected to how powerful personal development is. So it started first with that, reading personal development books and really connecting to the fact that I was constantly putting myself last. I was constantly over helping people because I thought that would somehow reflect on me my value to the world. And it wasn't until I was trying to create these 2 businesses and, I was going through my divorce and my son was newly diagnosed for being autistic, that I realized the only person that could change my surroundings and change this vicious cycle is me. Nobody is going to magically swoop in and save me and go, oh, Mel, you're overwhelmed. Here, let me take this from you. Because I wouldn't let them to begin with. But I really needed to put my foot down for myself. And that first moment came when I actually said no to a client for the first time. And it was scary AF. But I knew that, what he was asking of me that day did not need to be done. And I had my day scheduled where I could actually work on my businesses. I was so proud of that. And instead of, playing schedule Tetris and going, okay, well, I can sleep 3 hours, instead of 4, I can skip lunch, I can work on my stuff tomorrow. I responded and said, I can get this to you by end of day tomorrow. We'll still be ahead of deadline. If you have any questions, let me know. And, in that 2 seconds as I'm writing that and I'm thinking he's going to be so mad, he's going to fire me. And I wanted to throw up. He responded right away and just said, sounds great. See you tomorrow. And it was in that moment, I call it to my clients and in my book, my OHF moment, which is, oh, holy fuck. So that was a big OHF moment for me of, so if I ask for what I want, I typically get it. But I first need to know what I want in order to ask for it. And so having that realization, that was that first big momentum into me then prioritizing myself and my time correctly around what I wanted. And everything else that I don't believe in a balance, that blend, it just naturally occurred. And then that's what helped me become more successful and be more encouraged and then just want to share this with others.
I agree with you. Like that clarity is key. And I think sometimes we get ourselves wrapped up into what will people think? What will, oh my heavens, they're gonna judge me. They're gonna be wrong. I'm gonna be, and then we take this massive like energy with us that makes us wrong and bad, right?
Yeah.
We get really clear on what it is that we are asking for. And I literally had this conversation today. So this is so beautifully timed. The person on the call she was talking about how she has pivoted her business and she is
saying no to these clients and then pivoting over here. And she says, I am turning away business right now in COVID, and I'm feeling bad and guilty about doing this, but I just know. And I told her, I said, I know it sounds bizarre, but if you trust that, because whenever we create a company, and we talk about having a company, and I say, it's an energetic entity. And so you have a whole bunch of clients that are kind of like dead weight. That kind of created a dead weight energy of your business. And it's harder to find those clients, because let's face it, like attracts like. And so now I'm creating these businesses with these business owners that are not successful. And so I'm like, it feels unnatural to say no or to but when you do, it is a game changer. It can be such a game changer.
Oh yeah, it creates that sustainability, that sustainable success, because you find that success in the little things instead of just constantly going for the next goal, the next goal, the next goal. And that's the same exact space I give my clients, is the space to play, explore, and identify what they actually want, and then reverse engineer. Okay, who is aligned with that? And to some, I always say I'm not a 30K in 30 days kind of coach. I am a sustainable success coach.
Yeah.
So that means you are putting into place actions and putting into place, all of the things you need to, so every day you feel successful and profitable. And when I talk about profitability, it's threefold: mentally, emotionally, and financially. Because you need to have all three in order to really create what you want, and finding the joy in those little things. And, I always say we're misfits, right? We all want to be this non-traditional person. Yeah. And a lot of us don't have the space to explore that. We think we have to do, even in entrepreneurship, we have to, buy Sally's course, and then we have to get a website, and we have to get an LLC, and they tick all of these boxes, but then they realize they haven't built anything except a website and a name, and they have no idea what to do with it. So the same, like trusting that process and going, if you start aligning yourself right off the bat, that is going to help you get through so much crap so much faster, because you will always have that true north direction that will move you forward confidently.
I love that. So tell me, in your process, obviously, getting clear on what you want has been a big piece for you. What would you share? What tip or tool or strategy would you share with folks that maybe haven't gotten there yet, or maybe they have and they've forgotten it, or what would you share for other folks kind of finding their way?
The best place is I always say, is to grow where you're planted. So look at where you are now, and not even big picture wise. It's, where do you want to be in the next 30 days? What is it that you want to have established? And that could be anything from, I just want clarity on my business. All right, so then from there, and this is the process that I actually walk you through in my book. From there, it's going, okay, how much time can you devote each day to developing that clarity? And within that time, what can you do to get closer to that? And it's just breaking it down. So I would say, don't overwhelm yourself with the how. I think that's where most of us get lost, is we're like, well, yeah, it's a pipe dream. No. It's a want, it's a desire, it's a need. So let's find a way to get to it. But you need to give yourself that time and space to devote to it first, and make it a priority, because you need to put your priorities in your schedule, instead of just like, thinking, okay, well, I've got 5 minutes. What should I do now? And then you spend 5 minutes trying to figure out what to do, and the 5 minutes are gone. And then you're like, fuck. Yeah. So just giving yourself that permission to identify even just the littlest things that you want, and how can you carve out time each day, no matter how much time you have, to devote to actions that put you forward or help bring that about.
I love that. And here's the thing, you're kind of like my yin to my yang.
Yeah.
Because I talk a lot about the energy of it, right? And so I feel like in the, if you will, kind of the yin and the yang, there's this energy piece of the business, but there's also the practical, or the actionable, if you will, piece of the business. And they have to be there. I think they both have to be there, because a lot of times,
amen, 100%.
We can talk about our dreams and our desires and all of this stuff, but if we do not put action behind it, and we do not have a system, a process, something that we are leading that towards. So I love that. We're the yin and yang right there.
Yeah. And I love that you said that we need both, because I couldn't agree more. That I think sometimes we do think it's just one of the two things we need. We just either just need process or we need the mindset. Well, if you have a process but don't have the right mindset, it's not going to work. If you have a mindset but don't have a process to put into action, it's not going to work. So you need to have those two. Yeah.
I really was talking to someone today and I said, and she's looking at hiring a coach and she says, well, I really need you because you're doing this and you help me clear the blocks and da 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 da. And then she's like, but I also need someone to, I'm like, you need both. And I said, interview her, come back to me. But I think if we work together, I think you need both. And I don't know if I'm going to take you on if you don't have that piece of it, because I need you to be working towards that practical piece of doing the work, because I've created 2 successful businesses. I know I love systems and process and I love talking about it and I love business, right? But that's not my jam. I don't get excited about it. Like I want you to do you, and you have your skill set and you get jazzed about that. That's what we want to have people, work on that piece of it too. So I love that. So you're right, but that action piece is so key to people. But you have to have the plan before the action. And like you said, the reverse engineering is key. And what does that look like in the next 30 days, the next 30, the next 6 months, the next years, So oh, that's fantastic. Well, I can't wait to hear about your book coming out. I want a copy. Okay. Will you let me know? I want
done and done.
Okay. Done and done. Okay. So I want us to, what's next on your plate? What's your next exciting adventure in your business?
Well, I mean, the book is my baby, and I feel like, again, it's becoming a mom, because you're bringing this out to the world. It's something you've been working on for a long time. It's something that's very personal. So that right now is my big focus, because I am ridiculously passionate about, I have a goal of helping 1 million women create the business, the money, and the life that they want. And I know that this book is going to be such a phenomenal resource for them. It's not overwhelming. It's that combination of motivation and action. And it's everything that they really do need to learn to start that process of connecting to and putting into place what they want. So that right now, and talking to everybody about it, being on podcasts, speaking about it, that is probably going to be my life for the rest of this year, and I ain't mad about it. I definitely have some other things in the works in regards to creating a really beautiful women entrepreneurship community. So, there's that in the works. So everything is now just really coming into fruition with the birth of this book and moving me to this new level of, from one to one to one to many.
I love it. I love it. Okay. Well, we're going to be in touch. So for those that want to get in touch with you, can you just share with them how they get in touch with you now?
Most definitely. So my website is probably the best, and it's really easy. It's melmcsherry.com. Instagram, if you want to get to know, as I say, Mel in a glass box, you get to see everything on my stories, the good, the bad, and in between. My hashtag or my handle is Mel_McSherry. But definitely check out my website. There's ways to connect to me. There's a lot of amazing resources that are free, that are available. But I would definitely say check it out and reach out.
I love it. Well, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your energy. Thank you for your exciting mission to impact 1 million women. We need more people like you in the community doing the work that you're doing. So thank you.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. This was awesome.
All right. Well, we'll take care and we'll be in touch.
Great.
Bye.
Bye.
I am so grateful that you joined me for this episode. If you've enjoyed this, then there's just one thing that I would like you to do. Click to subscribe and leave me a rating and review. As my way to thank you, let's connect for a free consultation. Just reach out to me at talkingwithteri, that's TERI.com, to book your time.